By the grace of Allah Almighty, Jamaat-e-Ahmadiyya Denmark organized its 28th Jalsa Salana on 18th and 19th of September at the Nusrat Jahan Mosque Complex, Copenhagen. The inaugural session started with the recitation of the Holy Quran. It was presided by the respected Muhammad Zakaria Khan Sahib, Amir Jamaat and Missionary in Charge, Denmark. Huzuri Anwar Ayyadahullahu Ta'ala graciously sent a special message in relation to the Jalsa Salana. He reminded the Jamaat that the promised Messiah ﷺ started the tradition of Jalsa Salana for spiritual purposes. Secondly, it was initiated for increasing the nearness to Allah Almighty. The third purpose was to increase the focus toward tablighi activities, and that it is expected from the members of Jamaat that they will increase their spirituality and standard of their prayers, which in turn will lead to spiritual progress. The message from Huzuri Anwar Ayyadahullah Ta'ala included prayers that all members of Jamaat may achieve a personal connection with Allah Almighty. After the message of Huzuri Anwar Ayyadahullah Ta'ala, Musawwir Chima Sahib recited a poem of Promised Messiah alayhi salam. In the opening address, respected Amir Sahib stressed upon the need of keeping the company of righteous, offering prayers, obeying the Khalifatul Masih and Nizam-e-Jamaat. He also presented the teachings, the purpose of Jalsa Salana, the true meaning of Bai'at, and the revolution it brings in the faithful, in the verse of the promised Messiah alayhi salam. In the end of his address, respected Amir Sahib conducted a silent prayer which concluded the first session. The second session was convened after Zohar and Asr prayers. This session was in Danish language, which was presided over by respected Murabbi Nematullah Bashar Sahib. The session started with the recitation of the Holy Quran with Urdu and Danish translations, after which a poem of Promised Messiah ﷺ was recited. Danish translation of the message sent by Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Ayyadahullah Ta'ala was presented by respected Murabbi Silsila Nematullah Bashar Sahib. The session had 3 speeches in Danish language. The first speech was on the topic of obedience of Nizam-e-Jamaat and its importance by Mukarram Imaduddin Malik Sahib. It was followed by a speech on financial sacrifices and its philosophy by Sayyid Zaki Shah Sahib. The final speech of the session was by Murabbi Falahuddin Malik Sahib on the topic of Islamic society, after which the session and the proceedings for the first day were concluded. The first session of the second day was presided by Chaudhry Munir Ahmad Sahib. The session started with the recitation of the Holy Quran with both Urdu and Danish translations, followed by a poem of Promised Messiah alayhi salam. The speeches of this session were in Urdu language. The first speech was on the topic of financial sacrifice by Mukarram Khawar Ahmad Sahib, followed by a speech on the topic of blessings of Khilafat by respected Murabbi Silsila Akram Mahmud Sahib. The third speech was by respected Murabbi Silsila Nematullah Bashar Sahib about the importance of edification. The session was concluded by the speech of Chaudhry Munir Ahmad Sahib on the obedience of Nizam-e-Jamaat and its importance. The final session after Zohar and Asr prayers and the lunch break was presided by the respected Amir and Missionary in Charge Denmark, Muhammad Zakaria Khan Sahib. The session started with the recitation of the Holy Quran with both Urdu and Danish translations, followed by a poem of Promised Messiah alayhi salam. Respected Amir Sahib Denmark delivered the concluding address in which he recited the verses of the Holy Quran with the subject of obedience to Allah Almighty, the Holy Prophet ﷺ, and the obedience of those in authority was addressed. The respected Amir Sahib further explained the topic with the examples from the history of Muslims and the need of Khilafat for the Ummah. He also presented the excerpts of the writings of the promised Messiah alayhi salam and Hazrat Amirul Mu'mineen Ayyadahullah Ta'ala. Respected Amir Sahib thanked all the workers for their efforts in the organization of successful Jalsa. The Jalsa concluded with silent prayers. A total of 160 persons attended the Jalsa over 2 days, which included guests from 3 countries. May Allah enable Jamaat-e-Ahmadiyya Denmark to organize such events in future as well. Ameen.